A very good morning and welcome to Smart Man's Business. I'm on Marije. It's the 27th of March and of course it's yet another business week to make sure that you get back to that business and make sure that you execute what you ought to execute. It's a new week of efficiency and of course accountability. That is to ensure resiliency in what we do, in whatever we do. In that way, we shall be in position to actually have a great impact to our country. Definitely quite lots have been happening all over the weekend, great moments and of course those moments that were really not really up to the stand regarding that. But of course, before we get in there, as always, as we drive your business, don't forget it's all powered by Zabu. As you just dial star 292 hash, and of course it's the magic code as you will be available with quite lots of options. You can buy government bonds and company securities status on Alltex, and life will be made much more easy. And can you imagine, with just as little as 15,000 Ghana shillings, you're in position to actually get these stocks. And the markets open, that is at 8:15 a.m. and they close at exactly at 3:15 p.m. That is Monday to Friday, except on the weekends when they don't operate, and also on the public holidays when they don't be. That's in great operation. Zabu, my money, my future. Of course, no more hassle. There is no problem as to why you should not really have a side income, why you shouldn't really trade stocks. It's no more excuse in that way, as Zabu just made it much more easy. But of course, before we get into any other top discussions, let's get into our very first update this morning. And definitely this is about Ughanda's public date, and this is the PSST, that's Ramadan going, and of course having something to comment about these very aspects. Let's get into this. I'll be returning with some further discussions.
Ensure us that we are not borrowing for recurrent. Where are you putting the money? Because I told you we borrow mainly here for development. Do we have enough money here we generate locally to finance our recurrent expenditure? The last 2 years, while there was a slight jump in especially this money we got from banks, we are still explaining because we had a revenue shortfall. We were not collecting the revenue when the economy was in lockdown. But the state had a responsibility of keeping all of us alive. How? By, first of all, locking us down and we stay home. You know that was a full-time job of the state to keep us all from danger. People wanted to smuggle themselves, go to a friend to have a house party during COVID. So we spent money on security institutions to keep Ugandans locked down. Number two, to treat those who are getting sick, and also to ensure that we can get enough of supplies for those who are vulnerable. Food, medicine, and so on. And you saw all of those things. So I don't want to belabor that. That slightly led to that. And it was a temporary thing. Gone. Now we are saying every money that we borrow. And our borrowing is transparent. I don't know why even it is there, And that's why I was telling my people, don't take these things for granted, or just that you have printed documents. Ugandans are busy with other things. You don't read documents. Please bring them, give them pen TV, and we show Ugandans where every single coin of theirs goes. Because ensure us that we are not borrowing for recurrent. Where are you putting the money? Because I told you we borrow mainly here for development. Do we have enough money here we generate locally to finance our recurrent expenditure? The last 2 years, while there was a slight jump in especially this money we got from banks, we are still explaining because we had a revenue shortfall. were not collecting the revenue when the economy was in lockdown. But the state had a responsibility of keeping all of us alive. How? By, first of all, locking us down, and we stay home. You know, that was a full-time job of the state to keep us home from danger. People wanted to smuggle themselves, go to a friend to have a house party during COVID. So we spent money on the security institutions to keep Ugandans locked down. Number two, to treat those who are getting sick, and also to ensure that we can get enough of supplies for those who are vulnerable. Food, medicine, and so on. And you saw all of those things. So I don't want to belabor that. That slightly led to that. And it was a temporary thing. Gone. Now we are saying every money that we borrow. And you know, our borrowing is transparent. I don't know why it is there. You know. And that's why I was telling my people, don't take these things for granted, or just that you have printed documents. Ugandans are busy with other things. We don't read documents. Please bring them, give them plain TV, and we show Ugandans where every single coin of theirs goes. Because
well, that's of course the PSST discussing matters regarding the national day, but definitely we get to realize that the borrowing aspect becoming something which is really one of the reasons as why, you know, the excess borrowing yet within the country, we can actually access funds that can run the activities of this country. Well, what do you really think about this? Do you really think it's something that is very necessary regarding how best we can finance the economy? Yeah, definitely grants, loans. Recently, some time back, when the Minister of Finance was talking about this aspect, I was saying that, okay, but they're not reliable, they're not sufficient sources of funding. That is the national economy, simply because some of these definitely, you can't really count on them because they come at different intervals, and sometimes you never know when they might. You know, sometimes there could be a delay in terms of delivery of these funds. Well, later we shall be having further discussions regarding this very topic. But of course, it's 18. That is past 7 a.m. Still driving your business in here, and of course, maybe probably taking a look as we are getting ready. And the next 2 minutes, of course, getting to see what's happening. That is in the world of traffic. This time around today, we shall be, of course, looking around the Ginger Road traffic lights. You know, getting to understand the traffic atmosphere in there. It's another Monday. Quite lots of activities in the country. Quite lots of, you know, very busy schedules for the different people. They have to go and execute the different businesses at the same time. They need to get to go and report to work. You know, some, of course, employ themselves, others are being employed. But of course, as we wait in there, let's take a look at what's really happening in here in the world of print media. And of course, firstly, I'll be looking at the new vision in here, and definitely on the top page, which says that the parish development model, of course, that is regarding the matters of officials in 35 districts being probed. Well, that is on page 3 of the new vision, of course, before we get there. But anyway, we can review it a little bit shortly as we see officials in 35 districts under probe. That is regarding the parish development model cash. Well, if I look in here, we see that over 100 staff in 35 local governments and municipalities being probed over the management of parish development model funds. And of course, a source at the PDM Secretariat revealed that is in the ongoing investigations regarding that 35 under probe. That is regarding the parish development model funds, regarding every matter that is in there. Well, now still away from that, let's take a look at the First Lady in here. We see the First Lady, the Cuban ambassador, discuss cooperation. That is in education and sports, and that is quite a great milestone regarding that very matter. And of course, definitely, let's get joined with Joram to get us what's really happening. That is at the Ginger Road traffic lights. A very good morning, Joram. What's the situation like there?
Good morning and many thanks for joining us this very Monday morning of the 27th of March 2023. How are you doing? I'm live from the Ginger Road traffic lights. That is, of course, routes joining into the access road, of course, around the former Electoral Commission offices. And this is where we are trying to observe how the traffic flow is at the morning. And it is at the moment. And by the look of things here, though, it does look like a busy Monday because normally as Monday kicks off, you have to realize every person is actually rushing to go to their different workplaces. And of course, on a Monday is when different meetings come up, and that means everyone who rushes early in the morning, the people who have actually woken up as early as 5, then initially from 5 a.m. to around 6 a.m., 6:30. By 7 a.m. the road is a bit busier, as you can definitely see and observe at the morning this particular moment in time. But of course, you get to realize that besides that, though, the border riders are also in huge numbers on the road this time round because it is Monday, and by the look of things here, a traffic officer has already been deployed as well. You get to realize that there is also an assistant from the city council trying out in one way or the other. But then not only that, for the vehicles that are actually leaving the city, you get to realize that there are very few. But then those who are actually joining in to get to the city are quite many for starters. And then those particular vehicles leaving Garden City, those leaving the Fairway route coming to the city, still very few. Only those who are coming actually from the access road, that is from Mukwano, Chibuli. Then we've as well got those coming in from Namuongo, and those coming in from the sides of Msambia heading to the city. It does look like another tight kind of situation this particular morning. Then on the other side of the coin, for the vehicles that are actually leaving Mukono areas, leaving sides of Boyogere, leaving the sides of Bugolobi, and of course coming to the city, it does also look like the other busy route for those who are actually planning to use the same situation. But of course you get to realize it's the only way you're getting to the city in time for the morning. And for people who are actually leaving Chireka, and that is Chireka, Banda, from Boyogere, people who are actually coming in from let's say Chali Wajala, that is Kira, Namugongo, that is very busy this morning. That route is very, very busy for the morning. If you get to realize it is at least very, very busy, because vehicles there have already created like 3 to 4 lanes already because of the fact that everyone is rushing to get to work. Many people come from those areas, and 4 to 3 lanes being created in a 1-lane road clearly shows you how busy it is. So for those who are actually coming in from those ends, you should be able to park yourself and get ready for at least a bit of more traffic, for at least a more tight traffic jam situation. But of course, as we continue to give you more business updates this morning, and of course for the business community trying to kickstart off your day, this kind of traffic situation and this kind of traffic observations highly help you to at least know which route is safer or more easier for you to use if you want to reach in time, or if you want to reach on time at your different workplaces. So this is absolutely a time when you realize that on a Monday, and more so being the last Monday of the month, it is the same week when you realize that the business community, people working for public service, people actually working for the private sector companies, that is mainly in corporate offices, this is a week when people get to know, look back at the performance of the month. So it's generally an end of the month kind of evaluation, right? Cool stuff there. And then you get to realize it will be the same situation for the entire week or so with the kind of traffic flow. It is normally on Wednesdays and Thursdays when traffic jam is not at its most peak in the morning. But bit Monday, Tuesday, and then Fridays, maybe Saturday early morning as well. But Mondays, you get to realize that traffic jam will be picking up at around 8 a.m. again, 9 a.m. And of course, so for anyone who's actually trying to reach town, I think it is the right time for you to hit the road. Get ready for the traffic. Maybe pack yourself a cup of coffee or tea, and maybe something that will keep you busy. Buy a newspaper. I wouldn't advise anyone to be on the phone right now because of the fact that when you're driving, it's better for you to get onto your phone after you're done driving to, to make sure that you avoid any sort of a road accident that may occur in any way. So you can buy yourself a newspaper in the morning, buy a cup of coffee, buy a cup of tea. That will definitely keep you busy as you're driving early in the morning. Or maybe if you have a neighbor who's actually in the same car, you're offering a lift, that kind of person can give you some conversations that will kickstart off your day. Big one. And of course, as you can definitely see from the side of Kampala heading out of the city, it's a free lane for the morning. The moment as of now, that is a lane that normally gets busy at around 9, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., because that is when the taxis are actually catching up. That is when people normally leave the city, heading out of the city. Those are people who are traveling from Kampala, Jinja, Mukono, Kayunga, using the same exact route, heading to Busia and Mbale. That is when most of the people or the business community definitely leave. Now, for the moment, the vehicles that are actually leaving Garden City are coming to Jinja Road, to the Jinja Road traffic lights, also accessing the access road as well. As you can see, not so busy as well, but the morning is just getting started. So we ideally expect a lot to do with traffic catching up, maybe later on in the day, but for now, it is what you are definitely experiencing at this particular moment in time. And of course, this kind of situation is normally happening at this time on your morning kickstart. Smart Means Business. As we kickstart off your morning, we give you at least a little bit more of how the traffic atmosphere is happening on ground and in real time. And of course, as I'm definitely heading back to Andrew Barija, you can ideally see that as of now, the side of Chibuli is the most busiest now. That is behind the access road. That is the most busiest for those who are actually leaving Zambia, and of course for those who are actually leaving Namuongo, Chibuli, and the rest who actually join the city. And of course, as you kickstart off your morning, we do wish you everything well, and we definitely say kickstart off your morning with us every day from Monday to Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 9:50 a.m. Jerome Paul Sonko, I'll be joining Andrew Barija later on the hour of 8. But as of now, I'm taking you back to studio. He will be taking you through Karibu East Africa and the latest coming in from the international news. It's a good morning from me.
Thank you very much, Jerome, for that update, and definitely for any person that is going to pass by that very route, you can really get to see that you can make the appropriate decisions regarding on what you've just gotten, regarding on that data. You can try to internalize that and probably find out what's the best route for you this very morning. Exactly 7:28, and of course still driving your business in here. I'm Andrew Barija, and now let's get into a short commercial break. We shall be returning with further discussions. Good morning.